Well, thank you once again for joining us in our class today. Now, in our last class, we looked at how to set up a forum, and we also looked at structuring our forum, where we also created two different forums, and we also edited the default forum and categories that came with the plugin which we installed. Now, today we are going to be focusing more on user group. As I said in our earlier class, in our last class, the user group allows you to assign a forum, a category for some set of people. User group help a lot to limit the numbers of people that can have access to a particular forum. So how do we add a user group? How do we assign a user group? How can user group be created? That will be all what that we shall be looking at in today's class. So for you to access your user group, you need to log in into your WP admin. You need to be on your WP dashboard. So go to your dashboard. Now on the dashboard, click on the icon that's to expand the WordPress menu. Now once the menu is being expanded, scroll down to where the word forum is, and it's a forum. Then after that, click on user group. So once you click on user groups, you will see that by default the plugin we installed has set up a user group for us. Can you see this? It is called example user group. Now example user group is just the same way we edited the example category and the way we edited the first forum. We changed example category to lifestyle matters, and we also changed the first forum to men's outfits. So we can do similar thing in example user group. So to edit example user group, what we need to do is just to click on this icon. That was the icon also we clicked on to expand the forum more details. Click on the icon. Can you see that? So you can either delete or you edit that category. So if we should click on edit, let's see what happened. Can you see this? As we click on edit, we can change the name. So instead of example user group, why not call this facilitators? Facilitators. That's the name of the user group. So facilitators. Let's give it a color. Now what does this color does? It's the color that it will be wrapped around the name facilitator. It is going to be the color that indicates whenever it is being seen, it is meant for facilitator, just like a tag on them, on that user group. So you can change the color here. So once you change the color, you can move on. We can also add an icon for this. Remember, we had icons for our forum when you're about to create the forum. You can also add an icon for the user group. So to add an icon for user group, just click on list all available icon. So once we click on list all available icons, we can just search for icons that we needed. For example, we can just choose an icon that has like a teacher or a board. So let us just type teach. Let's see what we will display to us. Wow, as the word teach is being typed, can you see that we have some icons that represent facilitator? So let's choose this. So once that icon gets loads up, we are going to copy the name and go and paste it in our user group that we are creating for facilitator. So scroll down. Let's copy this. Copy. So let's paste it. Oh, it wasn't copied. You have to be careful sometimes. So not to copy. So let's go to paste it. So we have to take off the quotes at the end. Okay, that's done. Now there is a checkbox. One says hide user group, and another one says add user automatically. Now this hide user group means don't show it, don't show that name user group. And the add automatically means whenever anyone registers to our forum, they should be added automatically to this facilitator user group. But that is not what we want, so we are going to leave the two boxes unchecked. So let us click on save once you are done. So I will advise you also to explore each of these settings. Create a user group that the hide user group is being checked, and create another user group that the automatically add user to that user group is being checked also, so that you can understand how they works, how they functions. So the user group is created already. Can you see that? So let us add one more user group. Click on add user group. Now let us call this students. Now you can add different user group as you like. In our forum we have a category that is meant for lifestyle matters. We have other category meant for educational sectors. So concerning lifestyle matters, you can have user group for fashionist, you can have another user group for designers, you can have another user just to have different user group. And any user group you created, and for any categories that you specify the user group you want to give access that they should have access to that user group. Now any user that does not belong to a user group which you have given access to in a specific or particular category, such user group will not be able to access the category they don't have access to. So that is one of the benefits of using a user group. So choose the color you want to use for student. Let's choose green for this. Also, we can add the icon. Now, it is not compulsory that you should add an icon, just to make your user group look beautiful. That is why you need to give it an icon. It is not a compulsory thing, it is not a must. So let's type the word student. Student. So let's see what. Okay, we have been given 4 different icons. Let's choose this. So let's wait for the icon to load up. It's coming up. Okay. So once it loads up, we are going to copy the code for that icon, then we paste it in our user group section, and we move on from there. So let's scroll up. So let's copy the code. Copy. So let's go and paste it. So let's move up. We can now choose this to be add new user automatically. So anyone who join the platform, automatically they will be a student. So after they become a student, we can this is not a student, this should be in the facilitator user group. But first of all, once they create an account, registered, they will automatically be added to user group that belongs to students. So after they log in, after they registered, the administrator or the moderator can now go ahead to go and change the user group they are from being a student to facilitator. And maybe you have so many other user group, so those ones you set to be automatic for anyone to join, you can now switch it and change it anytime you like. Maybe as you start. So let's click on save. Now we have 2 different user group. We have the facilitator user group and we have the students user group. Now, how do we use the user group? The user group has been created. Now, for we to start making use of the user group, we have to assign users that are registered already on our forum, on our website. We have to add them to the user group so that our forum will be able to recognize and identify them. Now, for we to add users to our user group, we need to click on the users menu. in our WordPress dashboard. So scroll down and open up this. Click on the icon. Can you see? So let us scroll down. Can you see users? Click on users. So once you click on users, you will see all user, add new profile. So let's click on all users. Presently we only have one user, and that is the admin. Because we are still working on this platform, people are not ready to it yet. So what you need to do now is you need to create a new user manually. Can you see? Forum user group. Forum user group. The user group we created, facilitator and student, they all have 0 because no one is assigned to those user group yet. So for user to be assigned to that user group, we have to trigger it up ourselves. So click on this add new button to create a new user manually. So click on it. So once it is being created, you can now go ahead in adding the username. We can call this Emmanuel. Give it an email. Give it the first name and last name. Set the password. So after providing all the details, so click on add new user. You can also choose the subscriber, the role of the person, the account you are creating. If you are making the person either a subscriber or an editor, or you are creating the person to be an administrator. Don't mind this because the password I use is so weak. That is why Chrome is showing this warning message. But don't worry, just let me close it. Now you can see we now have another user called Emmanuel. Now once we have a new user called Emmanuel, if I click on this arrow icon, click on it. Remember when we created the user group called student, I checked the box that says new user should be automatically added to that user group. Now look at this. Forum user group name student, because automatically Emmanuel has been added to that user group, because it has been set that anyone who creates an account, automatically they should be added to that user group. Can you see that? So I'm going to leave that. I won't change it. So I'm going to add a user group for the admin. The admin is going to be added to the facilitator user group. So how can that be done? This is the admin. Now the admin does not belong to any user group because the admin has been created before the user group was set up. The admin only have the forum role, which is the administrator. So what we need to do now is, if we are adding a user group for the admin or for anyone else, what we need to do is click on this checkbox. Click on that checkbox for any user you want to work on the user group or you want to add any role for. You see, you can change roles here. You can add a manual to a role on that forum. It can become a moderator. It can even become an administrator. Can you see that? But presently, he has no role. So click on that checkbox. The checkbox of the user you want to add the user group for. So click on it. Check marks is being shown. Then click on any of these bulk action. Do you want to add a bulk action? Do you want to make him a facilitator? You want to make him a student? You want to ban that user? Or you want to assign the person to be a moderator? Can you see this? You can assign to be a moderator. You can ban that user. You can make the person to be a facilitator, or you can even remove them from any kind of user group they belong to, or you want to reset their password. Can you see all those things? But where we are going to exactly is, we want to make the admin, the facilitator. Click on it. Can you see? Add to facilitator. So what you just do is to click on apply. Once you've chosen that, and make sure the checkbox is checked first before you do anything, because that is how the WordPress is going to know what you are targeting exactly. So click on apply. So once you click on apply, or immediately Emmanuel, the admin also will be added to facilitator. Now Emmanuel was assigned to user group of students. Can you see that? User group of students, because that was the user group that it was added to automatically. But the admin was added to the user group of facilitator, which was what we did by ourselves. So now we have users assigned to user group. Now let us now see how we can now use the user group in our forum. Now for that, let us go back to our forum menu. Scroll up. Expand your menu by clicking on that. Don't forget. Now in case you are doing this on your laptop or your desktop computer, you may not need to click on that icon to expand the menu. So scroll to where you see forum. This is a forum. So click on it. Once you click on it, then click on structure. Click on structure. So once you click on structure, scroll down. Now where we are adding the user group is to the category. The categories is where the user group are to be applied. So for you to do that, you need to click on edit categories. Edit category. Click on edit category. So once you click on edit category, scroll down. Can you see now? We now have user group. Can you see this? We now have the facilitator and student user group there. Now remember, when we are creating this category, we were unable to see these facilitators and students categories because they were not created then. They have not been created then. We only saw the example user group. So the facilitator user group and student user group are just added now. So we can now choose, okay, who do we want to give access to in this user group? Do you want only facilitators should be the one that can access the forum in this user group, or you only want the student to be the only one to access the forum in this category? Do you want only facilitator to join the discussions of the forums in this category, or you want only student to access the discussion in this category, or you want both the facilitator and the student to join the conversations going on in these categories? So if you want both the facilitator and student to join the conversation, you have to check the box for both facilitator and student. But if you only want just one of them, then you have to uncheck the box of where you don't want the other user group to join. So now for this, remember the admin is logged in presently, and the student Emmanuel is not logged in. No, Emmanuel is he belongs to students category, student user group, and the admin is belongs to the facilitator user group. So I'm going to edit this group to make it available for just the student user group. So I will uncheck the facilitator. So this category will only be available for student user group. So let us save. Now once I save this, let us check it on our forum homepage. Now if I should reload this page, do you notice that the educational sector category has been disappeared? It's not more. Now because I'm not logged in, I'm unable to see the educational sector category because I have set a user group for it. So WordPress is looking for my account details, looking for my username, so that he is going to give it a check that did I have access to that category. Now since I'm not logging, there is nothing to place the check on, so WordPress just hide that category from me to see. But if I logged in as an admin, I will be able to still see that category even though I am not given the user group of those who should have access to that category. But because I'm an admin, I can be able to go through any category, any forum, and also any topic. So I can either delete, I can edit, I can curate, so as to be able to do the work of administration or to moderate the forum and the categories. So thank you. See you in our other class. In case you have any question, feel free to ask in our discussion channel, and we'll be glad to answer every of your question. So thank you. See you in another class, and stay blessed.